right, welcome back for another episode of the Wednesday Watch List. This is my weekly look ahead to all the new comics coming out this new comic book Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. I'm going to give you a rundown on all the things on my pull list, my top of the pile type stuff, some things you need to keep an eye out for when you go to your shop to pick up your books this week for New Comic Book Day Wednesday. Hopefully you're enjoying this series as well as everything else here on the channel. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure that you like, you subscribe, you hit the alert button so you don't miss anything. Keep telling your friends so we can keep growing the channel. And if you want to see this week's rundown, don't worry. I'll be right back after this short little break. All right. Well, last week we didn't have any, but this week we do have a couple of extra secret drops. Now, these are just some unannounced things that are coming out this Wednesday that if you're interested, you should go and take a look at your shop, talk to your LCS owner, and see if you can get yourself a copy because most of these are a one per store type of item. So they only got one. You want to make that good relationship so you are considered when these things pop in at your shop. This week, we got a couple of ash cans that came out, just teasing some books that are coming out this October. So just a kind of a quick little preview edition, little smaller editions of the books. We did get the Harley Quinn and Elvira from Dynamite ash can come out this week. So it's got that Amanda Conner cover, which is kind of fun. Again, this comes out, I think, the beginning of October. So it's just a little bit of a tease, a little bit of a preview. You're getting it ahead of FOC. So again, if you're interested, this thing isn't doing all that well as far as pre-order sales go. You can probably find it for $5 to $10 online if you wanted to purchase one. But again, maybe your shop likes you. Maybe you can get it for free or get it for a few bucks there. That said, a lot of description there kind of setting up this series. I don't think we need all of that. It is what it's going to be. And there'll be a lot of fun covers. It is Dynamite, so there'll be way more covers than we need. But the ash can is kind of fun here. We're getting another ash can from Image this time out for a series I don't know a lot about. This is my first run-in with it from Top Cow, but Death to Pachuco, if I'm saying it right. Black and white ash can cover, kind of teasing things to come. This also comes out in October, a little bit later, I think the second week of October. So once again, if you're interested, go check out your LCS and see if you can get yourself this ash can copy. Again, much like the Harley book, it's not doing like crazy business like that Skinwalker book did a couple of weeks ago, or even the Power Rangers Turtle book. Like those things came out of the gate kind of hot, $20, $30, $50, I think, in the Skinwalker situation. But these, $5 to $10, you can find them. I think a high, maybe $15 for this one from Image, but that's really all you're looking at. So we'll see. We'll see how things go as the week goes on. But like I said, make friends with your LCS owner, and maybe you can get yourself a copy. Now, with that, those are the two, I guess, secret drops for this week. So we'll get to the top of the stack for me this week. Now, most weeks I try to go with a top 5 kind of angle. So I'll pick 5 books that are at the top of the stack. This week, I just went, you know what? These few stood out. It's not necessarily 5. And then we'll run in with the rest of the show. Trying to see if I can speed things up a little bit. So let's see how it goes for this week. But with that said, top of the stack for this week, what am I most looking forward to reading? Well, we're getting here at the end of a surprise series. I didn't know I was going to enjoy it as much as I have, but Bug Wars. Wrapping up here, this first volume. So issue 6 coming out this week. 2 covers. We got an A. We got a B. I like the A, I think, a little bit more, but the B is pretty cool with the magnifying glass kind of zooming in on the action. Either way, I think it's a good read. It'll be a good book to pick up. So final issue of this first story arc coming out this week. So that is definitely at the top of my pile, along with another surprise series that I wasn't sure I was going to like as much as I did, and that is David Marquez's The Unchosen. I liked that first issue. I liked it quite a bit. So I'm looking forward to issue 2 to see how this story begins to progress. A couple of good covers here. This is the cover A. I like the B cover a lot here. There is a really cool 1 in 15 that I like as well. She's got almost like a what's the series I'm thinking of? Dark Crystal. Like the little elf puppets. The look there kind of reminds me of that. It's Nick Darrington. I dig it, but again, it just gives me like a Dark Crystal kind of vibe when I look at this picture, and that's a good thing actually for me because I kind of like Dark Crystal. And then there's also a 1 in 25. So we'll take that cover A. We'll take the trade dress off of it. It's a virgin. That is the 1 in 25 option. My favorite is probably the 1 in 15, but I'm happy to just get that B cover and, like I said, see what happens here in issue 2. And then finally, for my top of the stack, I only picked 3 this week to actually put above and beyond the rest. And that is the next installment of Blood Type. So here we have the 3rd issue. And while I'm a big fan of the Miguel Mercado covers here on the cover A's, this one's not my favorite of the bunch, but it is a decent cover. I think I might actually have to go with the B cover this week on this title because the Sorrentino is just really cool. Just something with the bloody claw and the terror and the people's faces on that beach. I just dig it. So looking forward to reading this. Blood Type issue 3, still killing it with these EC horror books. I'm just enjoying them. They're making me look forward to reading. And here we go. We got a 1 in 10 option there. Kind of a fun little homage type throwback. We've got the rest of the variants that we get here. Again, I'm not a huge fan of the 1 in 20s doing this kind of behind the scenes look there towards the art, nor am I that big a fan of the 1 in 50s doing like the table of contents type of vibe there. They're good, but just definitely not my favorites. There, the Sorrentino is probably my favorite of the bunch. With that said, those 3 books are at the top of my stack for this week, but we still have plenty of other books on my pull list. Maybe not as many as I have on most weeks, but still, there's a decent number here. So for my pull list, apart from those top 3, we also have the next installment of Batman Dark Patterns. I know I've got to put this book in and out of being on the fence. I'm just really into a detective Batman, and I want more of that. So I'm leaning into this series. While not all the storylines have been great, a little bit hit and miss, none have been terrible. So I'm still on board for this Dark Pattern series for the time being. We got a cover A, pretty cool, and a cover B option there, which is also pretty interesting. Getting near the end here for this Mad Cave series, buried long, long ago. This sort of a based on a true crime historical event or person, if you will. It's been interesting. It's been interesting, and I want to see this through the end. This is issue 4. We've got one more issue coming to kind of wrap everything up here. So this is one cover. So one cover to worry about. That's it. Pick this one. Keep reading the story, and that's what I plan to do with this one. Blood and Thunder. Seeing through this first story arc. I've enjoyed it. I don't know if I've loved it, but I'm seeing it through to the end of the first story arc. So here we are with issue 4, picking this one up. Cover A. We got this cover B. Not too bad. I'm probably going to go with the B in this case, though. The 1 in 10 is nice, as is their 1 in 25 option here as well. But I'm probably just fine with the B, but decent covers for the Blood and Thunder series. And again, that one's nearing its end soon too, as we're at to issue 4. So I think there's like 1 or 2 left before that first story arc kind of wraps up here. And sticking with Image, world building, continuing here on Free Planet, we've got the 4th issue coming. We had Aubrey on. We might have to have Aubrey back on to kind of catch up on what's going on here with this title. But I'm enjoying it. Issue 4 coming out. Only 2 cover options that you really need to worry about. With the cover A, you got a cover B, and then there is a foil version of the A as the 1 in 25. 2 covers and an incentive. That's kind of like my wheelhouse. I wish more books were like that. I think it's perfect that way. But hey, nothing wrong with having a few more options, I guess. More to choose from, I guess, is a good thing. But this kind of a setup is kind of what I'm more into. So this way, if I wanted to be a completionist, I kind of can. It's it's doable. You can't be a completionist on a Dynamite book. You just can't. I mean, literally, I think the most recent Dynamite book I looked at, they go from A, B, C, D all the way down to Z, and then it's Z A and Z B. There's more than the alphabet. They're doing more covers than there are letters in the alphabet each month on each issue. It's too much. With that said, not going to complain about that stuff. Going to move on with the I think is this the final installment of Fashion School? I Was a Fashion School Serial Killer. I think there might be one more. I don't think this is the end. I think we might be getting issue 6 still. But I've been enjoying this as well. Issue 5, pretty cool cover A. Then we got the homages here on the cover B. This is actually a Bazaar magazine cover featuring Solange, I believe. Beyonce's sister. So there you go. Pretty good 1-for-1 representation. I'm not a fashion mag collector, but I do kind of see it as a fun little thing to do for this series because it's very fitting. And I do like the 1 in 10 on this. I know it's got like a creepy little goth girl vibe, but I dig it. I don't know. I just like the look of this 1 in 10. So with that, pick the cover that you like and that's what we got there for Image. But we still have more from the Energon universe as Transformers has issue 23 coming out here. Enter the Matrix. So let's see how this story arc is starting to come together here near the end. Issue 23, couple of covers. We got a cover A, we got a cover B. Then we got the 1 in 10, which is continuing that connecting cover set that's all out of order, out of whack, but it's forming a nice big image here, 1 out of 6. So we'll take these Nakiyamas, put them all together. We got Devastator there in the background. It's pretty cool. One more to go, and I think that image will be complete as they wrap up with issue 24 on those first 2 years of Transformers. There is also a 1 in 25 option, our armless Autobot there, Optimus Prime, as well as a pretty cool, sneaky Soundwave. You look at this cover, you probably can't even see it very well on your screens, and it just looks like, what's this big blue cover and then a tiny little Soundwave? But then when you look closer, you can see in the vibrational sound waves, there is Soundwave and his head and shoulders, almost like a bust in the, kind of in the background there. It looks really nice. I don't want to see what this looks like in person because I think it'll have a really cool effect, but I do like this 1 in 50. Now, moving on from there, we'll move off from Image and get in with Marvel over at Daredevil. I'm going to continue my Daredevil run. So even though I'm a little behind on reading the stories these days, I'm a little behind. It's nice to see that he's back in red, losing that black outfit because I didn't like it in the 90s. I don't much like it these days, so just get my Daredevil back in his red jumpsuit there. I do like the B cover. Sorry, JR, but that B cover is way better in my opinion. And then there's a 1 in 25 option as well. I'm skipping the J. Scott Campbell's Just Spectacular collection. We'll talk about those later on in the show. So with that, we'll move on to another Marvel book with Magic. Magic number 8. Again, surprised I enjoy the series as much as I do, but I am liking it. Cover A by Villalobos, solid. Gerard Perel, solid as well. I really like this one. It's got kind of a cool anime, kind of vibe to it. And then we've got a 1 in 25 by Russell Dauterman, showing all these different versions of our girl Magic. So with that, you notice I again left off the Campbells because we'll talk about them later on. X-Men. Well, going to continue my X-Men runs, even if I am a little behind on reading these. So the regular X-Men title, I'm a little behind, but issue 20 coming out. I'm fine getting the A. But we got some fun covers here. We got almost like this little kitty story version here on the B. We've also got another option here with the whole squad. Sure, I'm probably just going to get the A. And then there's a 1 in 25 if you want to go that route. By Ken Lashley, I believe. With that said, before we move on, any of you out there who haven't tried Whatnot, now's your chance. Use the link down below in the description and get yourselves a free $15 on your first purchase. Spend it on whatever you want with whomever you want. No strings attached. You try it out. You get 15 bucks off your first purchase. You help out the channel. You get yourself something nice with that 15 bucks just to give it a try. So take a look if you haven't tried Whatnot before. And now, speaking of things you may not have seen before, or I have seen before, up next, I'm doing my blind pick. That's right. I'm just going to pick a book that I think is going to be good, just based off of the little bit that I know from Little Setup and the creators involved, and definitely going to be picking it up, and I'm kind of blindly recommending it, even without having read it yet. So for this week, my blind pick is going to be something that, again, I'm going to feel comfortable in doing so because I've seen something similar that I hope could follow up and follow suit. I liked the crossover between Predator and Spider-Man, so I am hoping, beyond hope, that Predator versus Kills the Marvel Universe as a whole will be a good series. Benjamin Percy writing it. I like him as a writer. I think this could be good. I'm hoping it's going to be good. There's some good covers here as well. So this is going to be my blind pick, and something I'm kind of excited to read this week is Predator Kills the Marvel Universe, because I'm getting all amped up for Predator. We got another new movie coming. We got the Alien series coming too this week. I'm looking forward to that. Predators and Aliens, I'm getting back in the mood for that stuff personally. But with that said, this is the cover A. There's a cover B, a Hunter option. It was like a Hunter cover. All right, so we've got Hunter's Moon and Moon Knight. It's kind of fun. My favorite of the bunch here is the Dan Panosian. Again, I'm biased, but I do love the Spider-Man kind of chameleon kind of look there. Looks really cool, all webbed up. And there is still a Delato, which is really nice. You can't go wrong with a Delato. That's pretty solid as well. And then we do have even yet another option. A lot of covers on this one. And like I said, a bunch of them are good. We got another option here. You got the cracked shield. You got the Iron Man helmet, the masks, and the uniforms just laid out in the background of all of his trophies. It's a cool look. Then we do have a 1 in 25 fighting Spidey here. And then there is a 1 in 100 version of that Delato, which again is pretty sweet. I'm not going to be able to pay a 1 in 100 price, but it is a pretty cool looking cover. Again, trophies, bodies hanging. If you know your Predator history, it's a cool little nod back to Hopper and his squad. What happened to them? But anyway, with that said, that is my blind pick. But on top of that, I decided I'm also going to do a new taste test this week. Taste test, this is something for me to even try something that's out of the norm for myself, or go back to a series I have dropped to see what's going on and give it a taste, see what's going on these days. The book in question, again, I hemmed and hawed about this the last few months and the last few weeks. It's the Ultimates. So we're getting the Ultimates, issue 15, the Monk, the Dragon, and the Fist. We're getting Shang-Chi. I'm a big Shang-Chi fan, so now we're getting an Ultimate version. So this seems like a right time for me to kind of dip my toe back in the water and see how this series is doing. I got a little bored pretty quickly with it, but I'm kind of curious. I'm always a little bit curious when we're talking Ultimate Universe, different universes and different versions of characters. So I am kind of curious. And it looks like we're going with more of a younger version of our Shang-Chi here. Cover A. Got a cover B option here with some of the other characters in this universe. And then we've got this In-Hyuk Lee kind of spotlight there on our little younger Kung Fu master. And then we have a 1 in 25 big Hulk mouth face thing. Cool. It's an option, but I might get the A or that C, the In-Hyuk Lee. Not sure. Whichever one jumps out at me most when I'm at the shop, I think. But with that, let's get back to One World Under Doom. And this series is still running, this event, if you will. No core title this week. We had one last week. I still got to catch up and read that one. But we are getting the next installment of the Fantastic Four this week. And that's going to be the only title tied into One World Under Doom to concern yourselves with. But it is also, like I said, the second issue of Fantastic Four, which, again, I'm not a huge Fantastic Four reader. I've never been a big reader. I've gotten in on arcs and went through runs. Certain creators, I give them a try. I'd read this for a stretch, etc. I'm kind of curious about this right now. I liked issue 1. I like the fun idea of them with the stone and they're leaving messages for each other. I want to see how it all wraps up, so I'm probably at least in for this first arc, regardless of the One World Under Doom tie-in. And with the movie, I'm also kind of Fantastic Four up because, again, I like the movie quite a bit. With that, we got a little bit more description there. If you're interested in reading it and getting more of the book spoiled, sure, go ahead. Me, I already know I'm in, so I don't even bother reading that stuff half the time. Other covers are involved here, like I'm tired of these Disney books. I've been completely honest with that. They've done this for too long. It's been years now, and they're still running with these. I'm just over it. It's no longer a fun little thing. It's kind of just overdone. We got a Rivals cover here, which is, kind of fun. We got the FF in their Rivals uniforms. This is actually a connecting cover with the last one that came out with issue 1. So you can put these two together and they're riding a fantastic car. You got Herbie, etc. Pretty cool. If you want to get them both, there you go. Also got a Rose Besh option here for Sue Storm. Yeah, she kind of looks like a little kid, but that's Rose Besh's style. So you either like it or you dislike it. I know she can be divisive, but there it is for that option. Not done. We still got more. Probably my favorite of the group, I like the Simone DeMeo. I think this came up when we did one of those FOCs, look-aheads on TAC. That's also why I don't like doing FOCs. I don't like looking ahead because then when I do this, I've already seen this cover. It takes a little bit away from it, but I still like it. I like the whole Sacred Heart kind of vibe we're getting there with the different characters, different members of the Four, all being represented there with the Fire and the Rock and the Invisible Stretchy Four, yada, yada. Then we got a Scotty Young. Got to have Scotty Young here, especially when you got a new series. And it is a Scotty Young connecting cover that connects to our first issue that featured, our thing. So 1, 2. I'm assuming it's going out at least 4. Not sure how long this connecting cover set will go, but I will show you them all as they come. And we've got one of those Art of the Marvel Studios covers, which, again, they're not my favorite, but I do like this look at the movie version of the Silver Surfer, which, again, wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Made a lot of sense why they made the change. I get it. I'm not heartbroken over it. I still want to see my Silver Surfer eventually, and I think we still have a chance to do so, but I'm not mad at what they did in this movie as far as the Silver Surfer goes. With that said, 1 in 50, Hidden Gems option here as well. We got another 1 in 50 in case you really like that Rose Besh, but you don't like that messy trade dress. Sure. And then if you're really one of those hardcore Disney collectors, you can get yourself a black and white version of that cover for your 1 in 100. Now, with that said, let's move it on and check out what we have on this continuing giant size X-Men 50th anniversary run. We've gotten a number of giant size books representing different times for our X-Men. And here we have yet another installment going back with issue number 2 of Giant Size X-Men. So here we go. Giant Size X-Men issue 2, continuing that story with Kamala Khan being retconned into the history of the X-Men universe. We've got a really short, stumpy-legged Logan right there in the middle, but Cyclops looks pretty short as well. It's just how they were drawn by Kubert. Kubert. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but that's your cover A option. You're going to forget about that, though, not just because you got a B option, but mostly because you have this gorgeous Ivan Talavera C option. So that's going to be the one I get, despite the fact that we do have another one here if you would like. But yeah, Lionel Francis Yu, pretty cool, but the Talavera magic is the way to go for me. 1 in 25 option here as well. Not bad. It's all right. But it's only outdone by the fact that we'll take that Talavera, wipe off the trade dress, and we've got a 1 in 50 Virgin if you really want to go and throw a few extra bucks out there. I'm fine with the trade dress. I'm fine saving that money and not having to pay 1 in 50 prices, but I do like both versions of this cover, and I do really think the Virgin is a little bit better. Because this image in and of itself is complete. Like, nothing seems empty. There's no like, oh, there's space for something there in that top corner. It seems well balanced. I like it as is. But we'll see how things go. Still going to recommend you keep an eye on it because this is the type of cover that could take off this week as far as incentive variants go. It's got a lot of the markers that people like to check, and it could be one of those ones that stand out from the pack as we roll on through the week. Now, we're still continuing on with Bring on the Bad Guys. While I'm using the Bring on the Bad Guys variant logo thing, this is more the Bring on the Bad Guys series that is continuing. This series of one-shots focusing on different villains and this MacGuffin set of knives that Sister Sorrow is out there and yada, yada. But continuing on, now we get to the Red Skull. A lot of cool covers here, especially these Bermejos, I believe, doing the cover A's. I like that. There's a really sweet Sorrentino here. Also a really good one. I kind of like that. Miguel Mercado's got a good cover here, too, if you like the little design of the character and then a big character in the back. If you like the Sister Sorrow covers, well, you got an option there as well. That's also pretty nice. And then just kind of thrown into the mix, we've got a Todd Nauck iconic variant edition. Again, I'm done doing that section, that segment. I don't like this. I don't like this one. In this group, definitely my least favorite. And then we do have the 1 in 25s on these, which are still doing the enough said. So, Cap and Skull, head-to-head, just like that OG original Hulk thing. Yeah, they're still doing it. And they still got 2 more to do, because this thing is issue 5 of their 7 one-shots. But with that, we do have that Sister Sorrow cover getting the Virgin treatment for the 1 in 50. So keep an eye on that one as well, I would think. Now, with that said, I do have a couple of books that I'm on the fence about this week. I was on the fence about them last month, and I've yet to make a decision. For now, they're still going to be part of the pull because I'm on the fence, and they were on the pull. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep with them, though. Depends. I'm just going issue by issue at this point. And the 2 series I'm talking about here this week our Green Lantern Corps hitting up at issue number 7. I'm like, half in, half out with the Starbreaker Corps or whatever they're doing here. So we've got issue 7 with a cover A. You got a B option, Kyle. We've got a design cover by Rainbow or Ryan Gonzalez, I think. It's I don't get why some of these are open order and then some of them are 125s. It really makes it kind of difficult to try to collect all of them if you're collecting them. Granted, that would make this one easier, but still. 1-25 option here as well is so. I would probably get the A. If anything, probably just grabbing the A. And yeah, so there's that cover. I mean, that book that I'm on the fence about. And we still have Supergirl. Now, with Supergirl, again, I feel like the title's not written for me, but yet I still kind of like it in a weird little way. Still kind of curious of where it's going. I like this cover A, too. I think it's well done the way it's laid out. It's got that little bit of a, I don't want to say EC horror because it's got circles on the cover, but I just like the layout of it. It has me curious about what's going on. Then they mix that in with a couple of other options like an art germ. So that's solid. And you got a Ikajur, I'm saying it right. Not bad. And I like the Amy Reeder 1-25. I don't know if a lot of other people are going to like it as much as I do, but I think it's cute. Like, it's nice sometimes to see like a cover like this featuring a character like Supergirl, and it's not like overtly sexualized or anything like that. It's just kind of a cute cover. She's there with all these stuffed animals. It's fun. I don't know. I like it. With that said, there are a lot of books that I'm not getting. I just can't afford everything, as everybody goes. Everybody's got a budget, but we still want to know what's going on and still be aware of what's going on in our marketplace and on our shelves and in all the other titles out there. So let's just go through all the other things that are on the rack. So for this week, we got a bunch of DC and a bunch of Marvel that I'm leaving on the rack because I just can't do everything. Just really wasn't into going back and seeing Superboy again. But that's what's going on in Action Comics right now. We're getting some old school Superboy stories. So if you're into it, cool. Issue 1089, part of Summer of Superman goes back. Cover A is fine. I kind of like this negative space here. By Ruan. It's just, it's nice. I don't know. It's different. But I don't know. I just dig it. It's kind of nice. It's got me kind of curious, and I might pick up this issue just for that cover. There's a C cover also. Not bad. I think it's at, why am I drawing a blank on the artist? It's Dustin. I can't remember. Anyway, not going to belabor the point. Just keep it rolling. Keep it moving. 1-25 option here with our Superboy and our Crypto. Looking at that sunset. Pretty fun. Aquaman. Not to be outdone. Aquaman still delivering solid covers, but I'm just not an Aquaman reader. So I'm just not on board for the stories. I'm just never really been a big Aquaman guy. But these covers are pretty solid. We got an A. We've got Gilliam March here on the B. Look at that intense just rage in his eyes. We got a booty shot here, a Mara, if you want to go that way. Again, these are all solid. And then we got my man just chilling on a throne. Torso. I told you, I'm a sucker for a throne cover. So this is kind of cool. Just lounging there. Reminds me of that, the Namor, that incentive variant, the 1-25, on Squadron Supreme, like 11, I think. I think that's the issue. One of those later issues in that run. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. If not, go Google it. With that said, moving on, Batman and Robin also coming out with issue 24. Wow, series is still rolling. Again, it's just one of those things I couldn't keep up with. Just too many Bat books, too many Robins. Just could keep up with everything. But these 2 years in, they're still rolling. Damian and his dad. We got an A. We got a B option here. We've got a really cool Fornes C option. I like this. This is one of my favorites of the week. I like this, the kind of cut out picture in a picture kind of thing. It's cool layout, cool design. I dig it. And then we got a 1-25. If you want to go that route, mirror images, 1-25. Cool. Fire and Ice, still rolling. I think this is coming near the end. We might have one more issue of this left, of this mini, where we had Fire and Ice. They switched powers for a while. Cool. two covers. You got this, you got the A, and you got the B. So pick which one you like. If you're still reading this, get like a Wizard of Oz feel on that B cover. And then we've got Trinity. Just this is aggressively not for me. I think she's still trying to find these missing corgis, or I don't know. It's not for me. I think it's written towards a young girl, and it's just not my demographic. So I could care less of what's going on in Trinity right now. But books are out there, books for all. I'm glad there are titles out there for other people too, and that's why I still want to cover it and give it its due, because it's got a pretty cool cover A. We've got a cover B option as well, where you got the corgis and some donuts and some fun stuff there. And then we got a solid C cover, as well as pretty fun 1 in 25. It gives me like a Joe Mad, Roger Cruz from back in the day kind of anime manga vibe. I kind of like it, actually. I like this 1 in 25. But like I said, this title's not for me, so I'm not too worried about picking it up. Though, if you look, even some places that you can pre-order some of these 1 in 25s for like as cheap as $7 these days. Because, yeah, it is what it is. But with that said, here's another title. I thought I was going to enjoy it more than I have. Kieran Gillen, Wingard, I thought I would like it more. But the Power Fantasy just never grabbed me. I feel like I'm going to get back into it and go back and read it again one day. So that's why I'm also kind of keeping track of it. But here we are, issue 11. A couple of covers. We got an A and we got a B. But it just never really hooked me. That's all. I just never really got into it. Much like, well, this one is more I'm behind. Just like I'm behind on the whole Radiant, Supernova or whatever that universe is called, Super Megaverse or whatever. But Rogue Sun, still rolling on, issue 29. Pretty cool 1 in 25 option here as they're doing those fun callbacks. So here we have, the Crisis with the Supergirl. Was that Crisis 8? Yeah, I think it's 8, right? This is 7. Whatever, you know the cover I'm talking about. Point being, it's still probably one to keep an eye on. It's not going to be easy to track down, as not a lot of people are getting 25 copies of Rogue Sun. So I don't expect a lot of volume on this, but those that sell, I believe, will probably sell for a premium price, probably close to double ratio when we see them hit the market. So with that said, let's keep it rolling. Get on over to Marvel. And Laura Kinney Wolverine, Gabby's back. That's great. I unfortunately dipped out a couple issues ago. Just can't keep up with everything, but still, pretty fun cover. And I guess we demanded it. Gabby's back. Legacy issue 77. Wow. Anyway, that's the A. Here you go. We got a fun little B cover. The other perspective is really weird. Just like her head is really shown. I don't know. Just that stretch of the torso has got to be really long. I don't know. It just doesn't match. I get it. Perspective, but it still looks wonky. But there is also a 1 in 25. If you want to go that route, you got a 1 in 25 here as well. And again, there's some J. Scott Campbells that we'll get to in a minute. Miles. So this God War is finally wrapping up. Again, not been keeping up on what's going on in Miles, but all this God stuff is still going on. So the final battle is here. Connecting cover as well. Here on this one, I'm not going to show you the whole set because I just don't like it. So I don't want to bother. It's not great. I just don't. It's all right. It's not my favorite. So you can put them all together if you'd like. With that, I like this C. This is pretty cool. Like the web shield. Got all the arrows in it, etc. And this 1.25 is pretty solid. Yeah, it's just a solid Spidey cover, solid Miles cover. It is what it is, but still solid. Then we got one cover for New Champions. Issue 8. So we're already at issue 8, and the fact that there's only one cover makes me feel like Marvel doesn't have a lot of faith in this title any longer. They pushed these characters pretty hard. A lot of people actually went and invested in a lot of these characters' first appearances as well on the market, but I feel like we might be nearing its end. I'm not sure how well this title is doing, because again, you see how many covers Marvel puts out there. For them to just give you one, it's not even a B cover, let alone an incentive. It's not a good sign. Just saying. It's not a good sign. I know it's at issue 8, but that doesn't mean anything for other series, because look, we're only at issue 4 here for Spider-Man and Wolverine, and we've got like 4 or 5 covers here. Yeah, Wolverine's got a weird surprise look, like he just sat on his balls, but yeah, there we go. I mean, it's Carrie Andrews, so it's kind of fun. I'm just not into these crossover character stories. I know I've talked about it plenty of times before, but yeah, we're already at issue 4. We got an A cover, you got a B option. Like I said, there's even a C option, and then we have an incentive as well. So look, they're pretty comfortably selling Spider-Man and Wolverine, so they get options. Hell, even this Ultimates Spider-Man Incursion issue 3, we got an A. We got a Peach Momoko B. We got a pretty cool Simone DeMeo C cover here. We got a 1 in 25. Not only that, we've actually got a Virgin 1 in 50 of that Simone DeMeo, which again is pretty cool. Kind of like it. But new champions, just the one cover. Not looking good. Just saying. But with that, new number ones. So here we go with some new number ones this week. Not too many. I think I got like half a dozen or so new number ones for you to keep an eye on that we haven't already talked about. Some of those other books we came across might have been number ones already. But on top of that, we've got just a few things to look at, including Chasing Amy. It's just kind of weird. Like, are we in an anniversary year for this? Feels like we might be. Like 99? No, it probably would have been last year because I think this movie came out in like 99. I remember I saw it in college. Again, Kevin Smith, Chasing Amy. Entertaining movie. And this is the comic cover from inside the movie, because if you saw in the movie, you know they're comic creators in the story of the movie. Anyway, 2 covers here. We've got that one, and then we've got the Quick Stops version there as well. So you got Banky and Holden drawn there, Blunt Man and Chronic. With that said, Dark Horse giving us that. Anecdotes from the annals of the Askew universe. We're also getting something I'm kind of interested in. At first, I saw this as some dumb Superman book, because again, I'm not a big Superman reader. Yes, I enjoyed the movie, so I'm a little more open to Superman stories currently, but this is a Black Label story about different shades of kryptonite. And you know, kryptonite, they all have different things that go along with it. So, I don't know, it could be fun. It's also written by the Ice Cream Man guys, or it's being handled by the Ice Cream Man guys. So, also makes me kind of curious of what weird stories they might have involved for our Man of Steel. So, I'm kind of curious about this one personally. Cover A is fine. I like this Tulalote on the B cover. And then there is a pretty cool C option here where we're getting all the different versions of what we may see, I guess, with all these different kryptonites. I don't know. We'll find out. Then there's a foil. Sure. I don't need foil personally. And then we got a 1 in 25 as well. So pretty cool. I like the 1 in 25. But out of all of them, I think the B, the Lotte, is the way I'm going to go. Now, at Marvel, the only other new number one I'll tell you about is another Scrooge one-shot. So Earth's Mightiest Duck. We got Scrooge done by Delato. Pretty sweet there. I kind of like this puzzle piece. It's like a bit of an homage to House of M, I guess. The Casada cover, because it's the puzzle piece. I guess maybe it's sort of a callback to that. It feels like it looks like something else too, but just not. I'm drawing a blank at the moment. If you know, feel free. Put it in the comments down below. Again, I do these shows off the cuff with no prep. So even things I do prep and think about, I might forget by the time I sit down to do this. So right now, drawing a blank, but we do have a Brooks, I believe, on this one, which, again, I think Bruce picked this one on his show yesterday when I was on Bruce's channel yesterday with Mark Spears. But I like the Delato better. Or, you know, we got this 1 in 25 option here too. So you got that. And then, well, the Delato also has a Virgin 1 in 100, but I don't know if I want to pay all that. So I'm fine with the trade dress A. But with that, there's our Marvel release for new number ones. Then we got Cemetery Kids out of Oni. So Cemetery Kids Run Rabid, starting up a new story arc here with these kids in this video game storyline thing that they got going. There's more text and description if you want to read it. But we do have a couple of covers with an A and a B. Looks like one of those mushroom heads from Last of Us. Then we got this option here sitting in front of the school. And then we got a 1 in 10, which is going to be a Virgin version of that B cover. So, yeah, pick what you like. Mercy Sparks out of Devil's Due. I don't know much about this character. I know we've heard rumblings about something being adapted out of this character or something. I know there's that 0 issue from back in the day or the 1, whatever. But there we go. Issue 1 of 3 coming out with cover A, cover B. There's the C. And I don't know. It's kind of weird. Watch, she's holding the bong with her feet there, but okay, cool. Also, why did she break her cigarette? It's all bent up. And why hold the bottle this way? It's just a lot of awkward positioning is all I'm going. That's all I'm trying to say here. But with that, there's another option here. So cool. If you're into it, go for it. If you're into a lot of covers, well, guess what? I got a lot of covers for you here on Boom's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. 2 groups with way too many names and adjectives in their titles, crossing over for a 3rd time with way too many covers. Yeah, a lot of text. A, B, Lotte, C. I'm throwing a blank in there as well. There's a stupid logo cover for whatever reason, why anybody would choose that one over the rest of them. I don't know. I guess for signatures and remarks maybe, but we got that. We've also got this one with them kind of up and down, I don't know, whatever, facing off. We'll go back to that cover A. We also got a shiny foil version of that, so you got that option too if you want to do that. There's also a virgin option of that B cover if you want that, so you can go and pick that. Then we'll get into some incentives where we'll again go back to that cover A and bring it into black and white, and then it's the 1 in 10. Then we'll go grab that Lotte. We'll take the trade dress off of that, and there's our 1 in 20. Then we're going to give you a whole new option for our 1 in 25 with that pig-headed dude. I don't know. I just remember my brother had a lot of these weird toys. I'm like, what the hell are these things? Just weird, creepy characters. But there, and we got that head to toe up and down cover, but we'll take the middle trade dress out of the way. There's a 1 in 50. Whew. Wait, bring that pig-headed dude back because we're going to make that shiny foil, and it's a 1 in 100. Not done. Let's Brady Bunch style ×2 or whatever. Maybe not ×2. We'll just throw a few extras. I don't know. I just think I see Brady Bunch. But a 1 in 200. And yet we're still not done. We still got more. The bag goes deeper as, yes, there is a 1 in 300. You like covers? A lot of options. Speaking of which, Bloodshot. Alien Books giving us more of the Valiant universe with Bloodshot. New origin, new universe, new starting point. I felt like we just did this, though. But I guess we're doing it again. Okay. Cool. Here we go. Cover A. Cover B. You got it. Cover C. Are we done? No. We've got a D. Are we done? Look, he's got a mohawk and a beard. Red eyes. Are we done? No. We got to take some virgin versions of these as well. So let's go take that first one. See what the art just looks like. Let's go with the B. Just give us the art. And we'll get the 3rd one, obviously. Just give us the art. Yeah, so 7 covers on Bloodshot. Unnecessary, but sure. And then we've got We Don't Kill Spiders by Joseph Schmalke. Could be cool. Looks creepy. Season of the Witch. I like all the covers here. A is solid, as you can see. B cover here is also pretty good. It reminds me of what was that vault book with the I can't think of it now, with the Norse. It's like Helga or something. I'm just drawing a blank. Anyway, moving on. We Don't Kill Spiders. There is a 1 in 10 option here too. Again, also pretty cool. I like the purple and green. Feels like it's a glow in the dark cover, but I'm not sure if it is. But I am sure we do have facsimiles. So facsimile wise, not a lot, just a couple. A couple with a lot of covers though. First one being over on DC, they are giving us that Harley Quinn one-shot. Classic Alex Ross. Everybody knows this picture, this image. So if you don't have it, here's your chance to get it for cover price. Get it like this. Get it in a shiny foil that's not a Lamole version if you want. If for whatever reason you want the Superpowers action figures, I think they're overkilling those too, overdoing it. But yeah, they're doing one of those too. Give me the actual figure. I'll buy that. I don't need a cover pretending to be a figure. And then we got a black and white, not black and white, well, sketch cover. Blank sketch cover. That's what I meant to say. So, yeah, got that option too. FF, rolling on, issue 8. So we're going through the year, issue 8 of that original series. Puppet Master, yeah, and a foil version of it, as well as a 1 in 25 with new cover art if you want that. And then for whatever reason, we're getting black and white versions of Wolverine Revenge. So if you got Wolverine Revenge, but now you want a black and white version of it, go buy it again. I guess is what they're calling you to do. Later prints. Not a lot, but we do got a few. A few with some incentives as well. Maybe not a few. Couple? Yeah, I guess it might be more of a few. It's not several. I think we got 3. Anyway, Amazing Spider-Man 7. Hellgate. JR, second printing cover. But the real prize here is going to be this 1 in 25. The Bermejo. Gorgeous cover the first time around. I like it as a virgin. I thought it should have been a virgin the first time around, and now I see why they held it back. This is going to be very pricey this week. It's a second print 1 in 25. It already opened on Midtown at like 80 or 90 bucks, which is more than 3 times ratio, and it sold out at that price. So who knows how much this is going to be going for this week. We'll see how many actually sell for, but just be careful. I mean, yes, it is impressive if like 4 or 5 of these sell and they sell for like 70 bucks or 80 bucks. Yeah, it's impressive, but at the same time, we got to keep it into context that it's still only like 4 or 5. So not allowed to overdo it. But with that said, it is something to keep an eye on. And if you find it for cheap, you might want to think about it. Captain America, #1, also getting a second print this week. I don't like the 1 in 25 here. It's just a boring black and white JR cover. Yeah, even in the image, Cap looks just about as bored as I am as looking at it. So, if you want it, good on you. I just, not for me. Don't need that. And then we got a 4th printing of Battle Beast, which I'm really baffled at why we need that. I mean, with all the blind bags that came out, who didn't get a copy of Battle Beast that wanted one at this point? Like, seriously, 4th printing? Whatever. All right. JSC covers. Just Spectacular Collection. No, not J. Scott Campbell. Just Spectacular Collection. All done by J. Scott Campbell. Yes, more Marvel characters and Marvel art with their 1 in 100 counterparts. This week, we've got another handful. So, Daredevil. Yep, issue 24. Looks like he's doing a little salsa dancing or something. And a 1 in 100 if you want it. Take that trade dress away. Pretty cool. Don't know if I want to pay those prices, but it is cool. Eddie Brock's Carnage. He's got some, he's Carnage, I guess. And a 1 in 100. We've got Fantastic Four #2. Johnny Storm. Without the trade dress on the 1 in 100. We've got Laura Kinney Wolverine. This could be the one that people gravitate towards this week. That 1 in 100, like last week's MJ cover. Maybe this week this is the one. But it does have a pretty stiff competitor with everyone's favorite Magic. Magic also getting the 1 in 100 treatment, also on issue 8. Remember what I said about issue 8 on New Champions. New Champions, 1 cover. This issue of Magic, there was an A, there was a B, there was a C, there's a Campbell, and there's a Campbell 1 in 100, and I think there was a 1 in 25. Just saying. If Marvel was behind it, they would be more than 1 cover. Miles Morales. Yep. Even he's got multiple covers, and this is issue like 35. That's what I'm saying. So a 1 in 100 Virgin. One more. X-Men. X-Men #20. Cyclops right there on the cover. And a 1 in 100 Virgin as well. So if you're interested in any of them, go after them. This is round 2. Next week, we have the biggest chunk coming with, what does that look like? Oh, 4, 8, 10, 11. We're going to get 11 next week. I'm going to have to break those up because the final week's only got 4. So when I do my shorts for these, I'm going to have to break those up into different manageable sized chunks. A little more even. Probably go 8 and then carry 3 over to the last 4 or something like that. Anyway, that's what's on our way. But for now, let's get over to Cheesecake covers as we're near the end of the show here. Just like last week, not a lot. Not a lot. We're just not, there's no Zenoscope books or anything like that for us to cover this week. No Heat Seeker or anything. But we do have Pinapocalypse. So for our Cheesecake covers of the week, we can thank Pinapocalypse, issue 5 with their cover A, this movie poster cover B, with a little bit of a spacey bondage kind of thing going on here. And then we've got almost like a movie poster Coke commercial going on. I don't know why it's so wide. I mean, yeah, and then you got the Coke logo there. So yeah, it's obviously a Coke commercial. Little throwback. And then we get another zombified Foxy. So on the one at 25. Keep an eye on it, but I think these Shubinian covers have kind of lost a lot of momentum. I don't know if it's just the market appetite got met and orders have been risen or what, but it seems that folks have moved on. And speaking of moving on, let's move on to some covers. These are just some random covers that I like personally. Didn't fit anywhere else in the show, so I just want to give them a moment in the sun just to mention them and kind of call them out, spotlight them here, because even though I do not collect or read Space Ghost, solid covers. Seriously, across the board. Matina, not bad, right? Jay Lee, all right. Michael Cho, all different flavors, all different vibes. I like it. Bjorn Barons, cool. Like, these are all solid covers. And then we got my man Alex Ross. Across the board, all 5 are different. All 5 are solid. I just don't read Space Ghost. But cool. Then we've got Godzilla, Here There Be Aliens, issue 3. I like this B cover. This Mecha Godzilla kind of coming through the drive-in movie theater screen. Yeah, it's just kind of a fun idea. So I just kind of like the cover. This is just well done, well rendered, if you will, of Bjorn Barons, Deadly Tales of Gunslinger Spawn. Because cool, it just looks cool. I don't know how else to put it. Just cool looking skull. And then we've got this almost has like a anime kind of vibe, animated series. Remember, I do kind of miss that series. Then, granted, this is a little more detailed than the animated series we initially got on HBO way back in the day, but it's got an animated vibe. So I like this Ton Revolver. I just like it. So felt like I should call it out. This just looked like something out of Alien here. So we got a symbiote and you got Muse. Thought it was creepy. I liked it. And then finally, mentioned it before, mentioned it again. Rick and Morty versus the Universe. Flops. Doing these 1 in 10 covers. Connected cover set. Keep an eye on them. I know. I'm a fan. I'm biased. But this will be a pretty cool set once it's all said and done. Just saying. So keep an eye on that, because I think a lot of people will forget. And they'll lose track. And somewhere in the middle, they'll be missing one. And then it won't be easy to get. It won't be easy to get to complete their sets. So just keep that in mind. But with all that, let's just cover my best of the week. These are just my favorites. Feel free to disagree. Tell me what your favorites are down below in the comments. But for my money and my opinion, my sake, my favorite incentive cover of the week, though I don't usually choose something that has a trade dress version, this was still by far my favorite variant of the week. The Ivan Talavera, 1 in 50, Giant Size X-Men #2. Just solid cover. I just like it. Just like open order wise, Dan Panosian, Predator, awesome. It just looks cool. And yes, I've said it before. I've said it again. I'm biased. I like Dan Panosian. I like Ivan Talavera. And yeah, we can rotate in a bunch of other artists too that I like, pretty close these days. You got DeCall, you got Lee Bermejo, you got Ben Oliver, all of them doing solid work, and a number of others. I'm not leaving anybody out, but yeah, just for this week, those 2 are my favorites. And with that, that's all I got for you. Try to get it in under an hour. I think I succeeded this week. So with that, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for all the support. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you found that helpful and informative. Please let me know what you think in the comments down below. If I was going too fast, please tell me, but I'm trying to get it in under an hour. So I kind of sped up my pace a little bit today. So hopefully that worked for everyone. And with that all said, more content coming your way, though the next couple of weeks could be dicey as summer wraps up. I, like many of you, probably have busy schedules, got a vacation on the way, fantasy football, barbecues, parties, a lot of stuff going on. But I will still do my best to get content out to you guys on the regular, as I won't miss this show or the Hot 10. But with that all said, I'll see you all later with some more content. All right.